Act 1, Take 1, Action.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Post Production. We just watched Obsession, and my goodness, spoiler alert for our opinions, we thought that was incredible. But anyway, this movie was about a man who has a crush on a girl that he works with, and he decides that he is going to purchase what is called a one wish willow and wish that the woman that he has a crush on ends up falling in love with him and loves him more than anyone in the world. Sounds great, but turns out it's not as great as it sounds. The person that you wish for or the person that you want to fall in love with you could turn into an absolute lunatic. And unfortunately, that did happen. All right. I am just going to cut the synopsis short because I want to discuss this so badly. This was, folks, the greatest horror movie I've ever seen. I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. It was the greatest horror movie I've ever seen. I have never been on the edge of my seat for the entire time I've been watching a horror movie like that. Incredibly unique approach to scaring an audience. Very unique idea. Not too complicated.
It was so simple.
But just the execution was fantastic.
Yeah, we had really good things to say about Backrooms, but this blows it out of the water. Like, it's not even close.
It's sad to compare the two because they're so different, but like since they came out so close together, let's just settle the debate. Like, Obsession was so much better.
Yeah, and this is just so unique, a simple premise.
One of the things that I think supports that, did you notice how, and I was like really holding back saying this when we first walked out, did you notice how like some points you were kind of almost convinced that like maybe this isn't a scary movie, like this is just a fun flick about a coming of age thing or something?
Yeah,
like it had indie music in the background, they were talking and having fun, and then just bang, out of nowhere the tone changes completely. There weren't very many jump scares with something jumping out at you, but with the sound being incorporated, it completely changed the mood of a scene at the drop of a hat.
Speaking of sound, there were moments in the movie where she'll be screaming, but you only hear it, like the panning on the sound. Like, if he's laying in bed and you're looking at him, you can hear her on the right side of the room, and that's where she is. And I don't know if I've ever really noticed that in a movie before, but like I thought that was pretty unique and like a useful tool to like convey like you were in the room.
Yeah. I don't know how they made her look like a damn coat hanger. Did you notice that? Or the hat thing?
Dude.
She looked so much like she was just a piece of furniture in the corner.
I knew she was there, but I couldn't.
I was like, is she gonna peek out from something?
Yeah.
Is she gonna? And then her crying when you can barely see her face. Oh, another great touch. So many scenes with her, you can't see her face or her facial expressions.
Just a silhouette.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's almost like, now that I've seen it, I can kind of say, okay, since they were trying to make hints of the fact that this is a different consciousness taking over the body and that it's not really Nikki, that was like a creative way using a shot to be like, okay, this isn't her. This is a whole different version of somebody that has now taken over her consciousness, basically. Because she kept coming out and being like, whoa, what's going on? Like when they're first kissing, and then she falls off the bed. And then when they're at the party, she's like freaking the fuck out. And then, of course, when the movie ends, she snaps out of it because Bear is dead. That was a really good detail then.
Yeah,
to add the silhouette, because it's like, it's not really her. It's like who really even is this? Is this Nikki? Clearly not. Someone else took over.
When he calls the number on the back of the box, he's speaking to a dude, and he's like, "Do you want to talk to her?" And you just hear her screaming, so you know she's just trapped in this space because it's just static white noise, and she's screaming. So she's like being tortured.
That's a cool detail. I didn't even think of that. Which was another thing, and I leaned over and I said this to you. I'm pretty sure that was Curry Baker on the phone. I didn't even think about that. So she, like, the version of her is just there.
Mm-hmm.
That's so wild. I really hope they don't come out with any more movies about this. Like, don't turn this into like a thing that,
like an anthology.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't ruin a good idea. But that was cool. Like, it's almost like, because I thought when I first saw that, I was like, okay, she's somehow like listening in. and she now knows that he wants to reverse the spell. So now things are going to get worse for him. That's what I thought it was going to be, but obviously things got worse for him, but not in the way that I thought.
Yeah. Speaking of that, she knew that he wished for it. So like this second Nikki consciousness is like fully aware of the supernatural element at play because she's going crazy and she's like, "This is what you wished for. This is what you wished for."
That's what I was just about to say. Like when she kills Sarah, she's like, "Oh, Bear, this is all your fault. That you wished for this." Like, and honestly, I won't say unpopular opinion. This should be a popular opinion. He got what he deserved. He got what he deserved.
It was his fault.
Oh my God. He did. Like, how could he have thought that that was going to end well? Like, not even just the wish itself.
Like a gimmick, though. It's like a novelty item. So, like, you can never really know.
Yeah.
Because he was in, like, a crystal shop.
Yeah, it was. Like, I don't even know what kind of shop that was.
And, like, we know.
Yeah.
So it's like
she did try to warn him a little bit. It's like, don't come back and complain, implying that other people have.
Well,
and then she was also like, oh, you could kill yourself. But then you're right. Like the entire thing is like them. Like nobody would have thought that she wasn't being sarcastic. So you're right.
And like another thing, when Nikki is talking to him in her sleep, he's like, "What's so wrong with being with me?" So, like, he obviously didn't want to lose her.
Yeah.
Because he liked the attention, but it was just overwhelming.
Right.
And so he is, like, a bad guy.
Yeah. But it's also, he didn't seem to be entirely convinced that this wasn't really Nikki.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he thought it was her. In that moment, I thought that was going to be a turning point for him. Like, oh, this really isn't her. But he's pissed at the fact that she's like, just kill me. Like, this is torture.
Yeah.
Like, he's crazy as shit.
He thinks he's the problem.
Yeah.
And
like, no, she has no control over her entire body right now. At all. And she'll just randomly snap out of it. Which, what an insane way to end the movie. Like, her snapping out of it and, like, seeing everything. Like,
crazy.
The mind fuck on that. Like, let's think about all the times where she snapped out of it. By the car when it first happens.
Yep.
In his bedroom when they're making out. And then the montage happens, so there really isn't any situations where she's like
crazy.
Back.
Yep.
And then the party is when she's like really freaks out and backs up and she's like on the ground.
Mm-hmm. She starts hurting herself.
Yeah, which I now am thinking maybe that was the other entity trying to like knock her out or getting her out of play.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Which maybe that's what they were going for. Because once she hits herself in the head twice, she's back to normal.
And then when she's sleep talking.
Yeah. And then, dude, when she gets back into bed and he's like freaked the fuck out and he's trying to slide out of the bed and she's like, "Stay," and like screams, I was like, whoa, dude, I would be running for the hills.
Yeah.
It was, and obviously this just has to happen for the movie's sake. It was so interesting to see like what he was like willing to let slide.
Well, speaking of letting things slide, dude, the cat, okay, so his cat dies in the very beginning of the movie. He's having the worst day of his life. And the same night he makes his wish and she comes back to his house with him and he wakes up and there's a mural for the cat.
Yeah.
But the cat's body is out of the trash bag.
It is not a mural, folks. It is the corpse.
Yes.
It's just crazy.
And then he's like, that's not cool. That's really messed up.
Yeah.
And then they just go on their day.
They go to work.
He still likes her still. And then time progresses. They still have the cat's body.
Yeah.
She makes him lunch and it's a sandwich made out of cooked cat.
Right.
My jaw and your jaw was dropped.
Yeah. Did she want him to find out? Because it was on the back of the note.
Yeah. And he didn't even see it.
Yeah.
And then
he just started eating that shit. That was another
how did Sarah not pick that up?
I don't know.
Because she knew about the cat.
I mean, any other person isn't gonna think that she would do that because they're not
an inside joke too.
Plus, they're not gonna think that she's under a spell.
Right. He let it slide though, because they get back to the house. She's in the shower, and he just doesn't even confront her about it.
Well, no, that he didn't really let it slide. That was when shit really hit the fan because that's when he's saying like, "It's a boys' night. We're not Like, I'm going over to the party by myself, and then she slams the fucking shower handle
Shower
down.
off.
And after that, that's when they go to the party. So, like, he didn't even have a chance to stand up for himself. When he's talking about the cat, the water's running, and she doesn't give a shit.
Mhm.
When he mentions a boys' night, she turns the fucking water off
Yeah.
and starts paying attention. So, like, she wasn't even listening to him trying to defend himself. And then they go to the party, and oh god, that like sad face that she makes,
It was creepy.
so creepy. And going back to the sound, did you notice how like the low end would go up or get boosted or sound like some bass thing whenever she was moving? And like when she grabbed the chair really fast and pulled Sarah away,
Yeah.
that's when you also heard it. Like, I was just, those small movements getting the emphasis
Yeah,
from that like
dude.
really made me just jump a little bit more.
Like, it's not even, she's not even doing anything creepy, really. She stood up, walked around the table, and just pulled the chair back with Sarah sitting in it.
Right.
But like, she has that frown on her face, and I guess it's the sound design that
Yeah.
just makes it creepy.
Yep.
Because like, she just pulls the chair back, and like, so they're playing Jenga, and there's like rules on the pieces, and he's supposed to kiss the person to his left, but it's not her.
Yep.
So she just like kneels down for a kiss.
Oh god, it was so creepy. And you know what was a good detail? The Freaky Nikki thing, because like they were all just like, oh, that's just Nikki when she's being fucking crazy. That was, oh well, of course. Then she hits herself in the face.
Mhm.
Then it's a little bit different. But the entire film, the approach to getting a scare out of the people watching, it was so different. Like, I have very rarely had myself sitting curled up in a ball like,
Yeah.
what is gonna happen?
Yeah.
And
I didn't
it's-
feel like this for weapons at all.
no,
Not even back rooms.
no, there's like a sense of like anything can happen with this. Like, how is it going to escalate?
Yeah. I told you this earlier, but anytime he was in a room or like an enclosed space, I thought something was gonna happen.
Mhm.
Like when he visits his friend to try to make his friend wish to counter his wish,
Mhm.
I thought she was gonna come busting through the window.
Yeah.
Like he has a glass door and just giant glass windows, and I thought she was gonna come crashing through it.
When Ian asks for a ride home after work, I think this is the same day with the sandwich,
Mhm.
or at least I think it was. The camera pans, or at least moves to the left, so that they're in the right quadrant of it, the car and the two of them, and then on the left side, there's a lot of open space and like bushes in the back.
I thought she was in
yeah,
the bush.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
what
she was
thought.
just gonna. I thought she was gonna
Yeah.
reverse Homer Simpson that shit and just step the fuck out.
Yeah.
Act 2, take 1, action.
One thing that was talked a lot about on social media was her creepy movement.
Yeah.
The backwards walk that
She-
she did was like talked about by everybody. Like, that shit was fucking.
it looked like it was in reverse.
Yeah.
I was like really impressed if she actually did that. But even so, like it was just so creepy.
The scariest one for me was when they're in the living room, when she does the backwards walk like that and goes towards the kitchen,
Yeah.
the dining room area. The first one, though, I'm not going to say it's not scary. The first one where she backs up back into that corner, that was pretty wild. But just to see her looking like an uncanny
Yeah.
valley creature backing up the second time, I was like, I can't do this. This is so creepy.
Yeah, man, this movie is so creepy.
Mhm.
It's not like your jump scare movies. There are jump scares, there is gore, but it's just creepy.
Yeah. And I can't get over the approach. It's like one thought I had over here when I did say that it was like sometimes we were tricked to think that it was like a coming of age movie. That was kind of like the style of the film. Like, she was the person who was having these bursts of energy and like calming down and then even looking like her normal self. That's what the movie was like. It was like, it felt like a normal film. It felt like two 20-somethings enjoying their lives, and then boom,
Yeah.
shit hits the fan. That was like how she was operating. For instance, the climax of the film, the most insane part of the film, when Sarah dies, you start to hear like music build up as if it's, just starting to play through the car speakers, and they're talking, they seem calm, and then boom, somebody is going through the goddamn window and then bashing the woman's head into a literal brick.
Was there like indie music playing when he is at the top of the hill looking at the acceptance letter too, and then because
Kind of, but not in the same vein
no,
that
no,
I'm
not
describing.
yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. That reminded me of something too. Like Sarah's just waiting to get into the school or any school, and in a movie like that, I feel like that's the type of scene you would see where it's like, okay, this is the big reveal. Am I getting in?
mm-hmm.
And then like it was kind of like that, but she's dead,
Yeah,
and Bear just feels horrible
right.
because like everything that happens is his fault.
Oh,
for sure, just because of
1000%.
that.
And you can see him struggling with that.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, I did this to myself. Same thing with the mood changing. When she first goes back to his house after the wish is done, you start to hear that music build up again, and the camera's moving slowly in on them as they're like moving in for a kiss and like finally starting to show signs that she really is into him now. And then, like I just described, she snaps out of it. She screams. She pushes him against the bed, and then she falls back. Like it was at any moment. It wasn't just a jump scare. It was a jump scare that just completely changed the tone of the scene, and I've never seen that. Like you're always in a horror movie, like when the jump scare is happening, like it's a moment of tension. In The Conjuring, for example, a jump scare that had me just like losing my shit when I was little and I saw this. When the mom lights the match and she's in the dark room, you're expecting something to happen, and then the hands come in and they clap because they're playing hide and clap or whatever the thing was called. That makes you jump out of your skin. But these jump scares were like, it's a scene where like seemingly nothing but happiness is being exhibited, and then just boom, like completely different thing.
Yeah.
A complete, just a bomb drops.
I don't know if this is like possible, but it like audio jump scares, I guess. And
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's possible.
like there's your visual jump scares that are in the movie, but like the audio just kind of like scares you too.
Yeah.
Because like I think there's times where the music just completely cuts out.
Yeah.
And it's just her screaming or something like that.
And the jump scare that I like reacted to, at least I reacted to the most, like physically, she wasn't even on screen. She was in a shower.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, true.
He goes, I think it's a boys' night, and then it sounds like she's hitting an axe up against the wall.
Yeah.
Because they're boosting the bass or whatever, but she's literally just abruptly turning the shower off. That was so nuts. I was thoroughly impressed with basically everything I was watching.
The comedy in the movie was present.
I thought it was great. I liked
it was great.
His delivery over the phone when he's like, yeah.
Yeah, he just sounded like a stoner.
And he's like implying that you can cancel a wish, and then it turns out you actually can't do that. He's like, oh, we actually don't do that. That was pretty funny. The cashier, when he goes back to when he goes back to the shop, and like the sound is drowning out once he realizes that he really has no options. And you just hear the dude going like, you could kill yourself. Like you literally, you're like, not to be a Debbie Downer, but you just kill yourself right now. That was pretty funny.
And then Ian wishes for $1 billion just to be a jerk.
Yep.
Because he doesn't believe that it actually works, and it does. And then Bear runs back to his house, and Ian shows up. He's like, dude, I just got $1 billion. And gets shot in the head.
He's talking as if he didn't just show that to him.
Yeah, like
as if he didn't just fuck him over with that very wish.
And Ian were both there as the billions are falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, and I like how it was just constant. Because $1 billion, you can't even fathom that.
Right.
It was just constant rolls of money just falling from the ceiling.
Did you hear when Ian wished for the billion? Did you hear Bear go like, no?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's kind of like drowned out because the money is just hitting the ground and it's kind of loud, but you just hear Bear screaming no.
And he just falls to his knees and is pissed.
He's pissed.
He's very pissed. I would love to, first of all, since we haven't talked much about rewatchability with other movies, this is a horror movie that I will show to every single person that tells me that they have not seen it.
Yeah.
Every single time I am at a house and we are all on a couch and like, let's watch something scary, this will be my first suggestion every single time. If the majority of people in the room have not seen this, this will be my first suggestion every single time. Like you will be the cool person showing this movie to people in the future. Like if you in 10 years movie night, this will be your biggest flex. No.
Yeah. I don't know if you like in 20 years you have kids. You're like, hey, you want to watch a scary movie?
Oh my god.
Like
that would like
that. That's like the Poltergeist.
Yeah. This could be one of like the movies that we talk about like that.
Yeah,
I
for
do
sure.
I do think that. And what a great year for the genre, dude. And they're not done yet. There was a few that we should have seen. Hokum, I've heard about being really good. That's the one with Adam Scott. I guess you can count The Bone Temple 28 years later. That came out months ago.
Mhm.
But it's like this has been a good year. for
Last year
horror.
was too.
Last year was too. And then Resident Evil's coming out. We got a decent card on our hands here.
Okay, I want to talk about the twist at the end. There's like multiple twists. So everybody's dead. All of his friends are dead. They're
Yep.
in Bear's house.
That.
And he only has one more wish stick. So his plan is to manipulate Nikki into undoing his wish. Because he says multiple times, like, you'll do anything for me, right? You'll do anything. But he just never gets to the point. And he realizes that there's nothing left for him to do except kill himself. So he goes into the bathroom, tells her he's gonna freshen up, and like plays around. He like puts the gun on his heart, and I'm thinking, you're an idiot. Just put it
Yeah, that was insane.
in your head.
Right.
And then he does that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he holds the confidence stone that he got from Nikki, and he doesn't do that. And then he remembers like his cat dying from eating his pills.
Which, how the cat got in there is beyond me. The cat probably had some kind of psychic power and was like, oh, this is what the future holds? I'm getting out of here quick. I'm not letting that shit happen to me.
But yeah, so he just swallows a lot of his sleeping pills, and he goes to throw it up. You didn't catch this.
Wait, I thought they were his grandmother's pills.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they were.
I think it said Barbara on the thing.
But yeah, they were in his house.
Yeah, I think it might have been his grandma's pills because he got the house from his grandma.
So he he takes a bunch of these pills. He regrets it, so he goes to throw up, but you just hear the music from the stick play.
Mm-hmm. I did miss that.
I heard it, and I was like, oh my god. And then he just walks out. He looks at Nikki. He smiles. They start kissing. And then the camera pans down to the broken stick. So she wishes for him to love her as much as she loves him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're happy. Everything is cool. But he didn't throw up the pills. So he just ODs.
Yep.
Dies. She is like destroyed. She's about to kill herself. And then she snaps out of it.
Yep.
And regular Nikki's back.
Which, to be honest with you, regular Nikki probably did that shortly after the camera cut.
Yeah.
My God. Because she's got Bear dead in front of her after ODing. She's got Ian to her right with a bullet in his head because of her. And then in the other room, she has Sarah, whose face now looks like Swiss cheese. And her body's been fucking mutilated.
Mm-hmm.
It's just insane. And like I mentioned, that was maybe the fourth time that she snapped out of it?
That was, yeah.
Or no, probably the fifth, because she technically snapped out of it when she was in bed saying, kill me.
Wait, they do it twice in the bed?
No. So the first one's by the car.
Oh, yeah, the car. Okay, I forgot about the car.
I wonder what her plan was, because she wanted Ian to come over too. She was texting Ian from Sarah's phone saying, come over, come over. I think she was going to kill Ian.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. I thought each shot with the post-production, the saturation was just enough where it was like perfect. It gave you a vibe that it was like it was like almost retro, if that makes any sense. I liked how the aspect ratio was kind of small in comparison to the screen. It didn't really fit the whole thing.
Was that for the whole movie or just the beginning?
I think it was for the whole movie.
I didn't notice because I do remember seeing it when he's practicing what he's gonna say.
It might have changed for some shots. That was also good. That beginning. Now that you brought it up, because like before they show who's actually being talked to, you just see him. I thought that he was really like saying something. I think
too.
Yeah, it was funny
because she was just a waitress at the diner.
Yeah, and his friend, who's supposed to be his biggest supporter, is like, I almost just threw up listening to you talk about your feelings like that. That was fucking insane. I liked how Ian wasn't really against the idea of him like wanting to be with her. I thought that there would be some subtleties there, that he was jealous or something or pissed, but he was like encouraging it.
Yeah.
So that would have made sense for them to think, oh, Nikki's just doing this to get back at him because he seemingly doesn't care about the fact that they used to hook up or whatever.
Act 3, take 1, action.
I think Absolute Hits is just gonna be a long list of everything. Ooh, dude. I think that this girl had a better performance than Amy Madigan in Weapons as Gladys. If she does not at least get an Oscar nomination next year, I think that that would be completely fucking insane. Because like I have never seen any, we'll call her an antagonist in a horror film, act like that or do that well. She was so fucking creepy. If I look up that all of those movements weren't actually reversed videos and she was doing all of that herself, that's gonna really help her case.
Yeah.
She was so fucking convincing in all the scenes where she's just like covered in shit. She's obviously not covered in blood. She obviously didn't piss and shit herself when she stood there for so long. But it was just, it felt like, it
way
felt
she's
so
able
real
to-
the way that she was acting.
The way that she just snaps in between different emotions was super impressive too.
Right. Like she was essentially playing two different people. And she had to be able to go from that person to the other person in the drop of a hat. Granted, like we said, she only did it like 5 times. But still, I have never been that blown away by a performance like that.
Hmm.
Especially from someone that like nobody knows. That's just some random 23-year-old girl. Like Ian's character, not really much to say when it comes to the acting performance. Same thing with Sarah, but like those two, phenomenal. And those two being Bear and Nikki, but Nikki just stole the show, which made sense because she's essentially the star. Absolute hit, first one off the board for me is her acting, so fucking well done. Curry Baker, so good directing. The writing was great. The twists toward the end, phenomenal. The sound design and just how the slightest movements from people were making me fucking jump out of my skin. That was so well done. The music choice, and like I said, the music going from happy, uplifting, some sort of coming of age movie to, oh, actually, this is a horror movie where you're going to be fucking scared shitless. That was great. That really helped, like, knock you for a loop. Really not that many misses. Like the only miss for me would be I don't understand how that cat got in there, and 2, why the hell is Ian running through the door to tell us about the $1 billion that he just saw? Those are the only 2 misses I have. Everything else, I was just like, I was so blown away that when I was walking out of that theater, I didn't even say a word to you. I just kept looking at you, like glancing. And then finally, once we got to the exit of the theater, I was like, that is probably the greatest horror movie I've ever seen. Like literally. So almost no misses at all.
Yeah, hits. I'm not gonna say it was Oscar-worthy performance, but she's definitely gonna have a career after this. I think all the actors will have a career after this.
Oh yeah.
I was impressed by everybody.
Curry Baker will be a director that we talk about for at least the next decade.
Yep, he's story so good, so simple, but everything made sense. I buy the cat because I have a cat. She gets into everything, so like I buy it. I don't think I have a single miss. Sound design is probably my biggest hit. Actually, yeah. I feel like the music wasn't like typical movie music. It was just sounds, like airy sounds, weird pads playing in the background, and like
very effective crescendos,
like bass swelling. Yeah,
because like it can be a cliche to just have like everything get super loud before a cut. Like you've seen it done a million times, but like the tension in each scene and just the way it would build up, those transitions worked perfectly.
Yeah, the I don't know, the fear factor in the movie too. I thought something was gonna happen at all times.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for something to happen every moment of that movie. It's
for
like,
sure.
Yeah, dude, I was uncomfortable the entire time. There's not many movies like made me feel like that before.
I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna snitch on you. You were hiding your face a little bit.
Yeah. So I was protecting myself because they're in the car, dude.
Protecting himself. She's gonna jump out the screen at you.
I knew it was way too happy in the car.
Oh yeah.
Indie music is playing. I knew something was gonna happen, and I was not prepared for what was gonna happen.
She was just like, She just bashed this person's head in. Was like, "Oh, don't be sad. It's okay."
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
like, I'm so sorry you had to see that.
his like the way he looked in that moment, how he was just
Yeah.
like shaking and just petrified. So yeah, I didn't give him enough credit. He did really well too, but obviously Nikki was
Um,
outshined them all.
I don't know. This isn't really a miss, I guess, but when regular Nikki breaks through, I wish they were like a bit longer, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that that's really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe if we see her doing more sleep talking,
Mm-hmm.
and like we just think it's sleep talking,
I
but
would have liked.
then she's like, no, it's not just me in here, or something like that. I mean, she did do that, but I would have liked to seen a little bit more of that.
I would have liked the, you know, coming to be more compelling. I always think of Lakeith Stanfield and Get Out
Mm.
when Daniel Kaluuya takes the picture of him. That's when he like cries. He has, I think he's having a
Yeah.
nosebleed, and he's yelling at him to get out, and he looks so scared. She didn't really do that enough for me. The first two you can let it slide just because she didn't show herself that much. But like it would have been, and not telling the man how to make his movie, but it would have been, I would have been really scared if when she came to when they were at the party, she like ran to Ian and was like, please help me, please help me. Like I don't know what's going on with me. Like
Yeah.
pointing at Bear or something and saying like he did some shit, like whatever. And then have her come back to be like the creepy one.
Yeah, and
That would have been like, whoa.
I guess now that we're talking about that, maybe I would have liked to see like a more gradual progression into the madness
Yeah.
that she was bringing. Because I feel like as soon as he makes that wish, she's just acting uncharacteristic
Mhm.
of Nikki, and it's weird. It's off-putting. I know what's up. You know what's up,
Right.
but Bear doesn't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just have that montage instead of her acting crazy right from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
because it was just like she was manipulating him,
Yeah.
right from the jump,
Right.
like saying that her father was dying, and I don't know. I feel like Bear should have known that, but I mean, yeah, very few misses.
Well, they all three of them knew that she didn't have a good relationship with her
Yeah.
dad, but none of them were gonna be judgmental of her if she talked about it like that.
Mhm.
But I will agree. I think that if they were going to do that, oh, there's two people, like one consciousness is taking over after the one Witch Willow, and then Nikki is still in there just trapped. They could have done a little more with that. Um, but I don't think it was. I mean, I don't really think it took away from that much.
No, it didn't.
I will easily give this a pristine watch experience. This is probably one of the best watch experiences, if not the best, since we started doing this. Um, I'm gonna give this movie. This is bold, but I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I'm literally gonna give it a 5 out of 5. There was nothing on my mind when I left that theater. Like they could have done this better. How the hell does that make sense? How is this going to progress? Because this is probably just going to be a standalone film. But I will say it, like 5 out of 5, no complaints. I will be talking about this movie forever. That's my final verdict for sure.
Yeah, definitely a top-notch movie. Also, no complaints. I was smiling as soon as the movie ended, and I think the first words I said was like, "Dude," because I was just blown away.
I was speechless. I just kept glancing at you.
Yeah. This is another thing I forgot to mention. There was a lot of people in that theater.
Yeah, dude. And
Like,
it's been out for a month and a half, or like
Yeah.
a month and a week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
When I was buying the tickets, every middle seat was occupied.
This was also 6 o'clock on a friggin' Monday night.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy.
it was nuts.
I don't
I'm about it, dude.
remember-
I don't want theaters to die.
Yeah.
I don't want these lunatics out here saying I like it. I like watching it at home better. Or God, this would be even worse. People liking AI films more than regular ones. If that ever comes, I'm just
They just
jumping off the nearest bridge.
they need to keep making good stuff like this.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
they gotta take chances.
Yep. Get
They
people's
gotta let
asses in
Gen Z
seats.
take over, dude.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Let us take the reins. We got this. So yeah, pristine and a 5 out of 5. Where are you going with this then?
Top notch.
Yeah, for sure.
5 out of 5.
That was like no notes. No notes whatsoever. No meaningful ones. 2 things that I could easily live with. Everything else, flawless. Easily.
Yeah.
If you have not seen this movie, let it be known that we are literally, if you've made it to this part of the video, which first of all, we love you because you are probably our biggest fan. Secondly, it's like you have to see that. People who are petrified of horror movies and just don't even like them, you have to sit in front of that and just experience it and say that you did.
Yeah.
So good.
You don't want to miss this.
No, do not
Like-
want to miss it at all. And if you can, go watch it in the theater because all the sound design that we're talking about, it's mainly effective when you're in that big ass room. So
Yeah.
go see it. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time for our next film.
Yeah. Thank you.
And